Hello everyone. As you can see, everything is a little bit different here today because I'm doing some building works here. I'm having in the future some more interviews here in the studio for my German channels, and so I have to redo a lot of stuff here, and I'm still not finished. And so you have me in this position today, a little bit different. But as I can see, I am also completely forgetting things. That's why I quickly have to put you on hold for a second. That won't work. Just give me 1 sec. I'm on the phone all day. I'm building, working all day. And so I'm even forgetting to turn on the lights when I'm sitting here. That's why it was so dark before. Now the camera is adjusting. That's why I asked you for spontaneous questions today as well, because I am a little bit behind all the redoing stuff here and not as quick as I wanted to do it. And so I couldn't do the preparations I wanted to do for this live stream today, but I didn't want to quit the live stream. And so I thought we can do some spontaneous question. I already saw that there's a lot of chatting going on. And I saw a question from Christian already. I'll come back to that in a second. I just want to say hello to everyone who's here. Conservator, nice to see you again. I hope you're well. Hi Christian, hi Simon, hi Dude. Yeah, this 90 Styles countdown. Yeah, I started going out in the 90s. That's my age, and so 90s fits. Hi Gabrielle, nice to see you. Hi Selford, hi Ewan. Hi Chatty Red. Hi Hank. Hi John. Hi Katrina, nice to see you again. Lots of ambulance sirens today. Is something going on where you are? Hi Dutch Uncle. Hi Nico, nice to see you. Hi Derek. Hi Kathy. Hi Capricorn. Oh god, it's a lot today. Hi. Okay, VFR. I don't know the rest, but it's nice to see you all. So, Christian started with a question, and that the new Nissan plant got a lot of money from the government. Isn't that against the state aid rules and the TCA and the Japanese trade deal? Well, about the TCA, and that's what counts for us, we will see. We don't know the numbers, how many subsidies they paid, and so on and so on. And but according to the TCA, they will have to publish the numbers, and only then we will know if it still is within the rules of the TCA. If it isn't, there will be tariffs on those cars if they will be shipped to the EU. And so that's going to be a very interesting point. I made a video about that topic, and in the end of the video, I said that that will be the interesting point of the whole thing. Of course, subsidies to a certain extent are fine, even with the TCA. But if they exceed that, we will see. I heard a lot of Brexiteers celebrating because of this, but they all forget Swindon while they're talking about Sunderland, and Swindon is still closing. And of course, you can be lucky that the Sunderland plant is staying there, that they will extend it a bit. But if you have a look on the number of cars produced there every year, with a changing economy, with a changing trade internationally, there's still the possibility that in the end Sunderland will work for the domestic market for electric cars. And so we will see how that ends up. I don't celebrate and I don't condemn right now. I saw another question. There's so many before I was online. There was one about the Commission in the Council of Ministers. Where was that one? Of him, is it Ewan Nichols? Correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name. There's a question. I don't believe most British people can describe the differences between the Commission and the Council of Ministers. How true do you think this is? First of all, it's probably very true, but it's probably also very true for everybody living in the EU. The structure of the EU is something I'm quite sure most of the people do not know. That was one of the problems of Brexit. So the British government could always blame stuff on the EU, although it was all domestic politics. But the same goes for Germany, the same goes for France, the same goes for Netherlands. I'm quite sure about that. The people do not really know something about the EU. It's the same with my district council here. The people don't really know much about it. 90% of the people that voted for me for that council probably don't know what that council does, what that council is, that it even exists. And because people in this case have to get the information for themselves because they want to have them. And in case of political structures, most people don't care. They don't get the information, they don't want the information, and so they don't care to look that up. You can Google it, of course, but you have to do it by yourself. And most of the people don't do that. But just to give a quick overview of that. The Commission is the executive of the EU, like the European Parliament is the legislative body of the EU. And the Council of Ministers is kind of the working group of the European Council, of the Council of the EU. The European Council is once again something different. So, and the Council of Ministers is not the Council of Ministers. It's always put together differently depending on the topic they have to address. It can be the ministers of finance, it can be the ministers of ecology, it can be the ministers of economy, always depending on the topics on the agenda. And so there are always different ministers present in the Council of Ministers. And they are dealing with the practical work on the different topics in front of decisions. And so it's completely different from the Commission, but it's an important part that represents the 27 member states in the detail work of the EU. And I made some videos about this much earlier, so they should be still there. And I also have the European channel where you learn more about that stuff if you are interested. So there was something. The bad thing about this working stuff is I haven't been on Max's channel far too often, and recently just once in the last 2 weeks. I just saw some congratulations from Conservative. I must have missed some big game on Max's channel there. So even if I don't know what happened, congratulations to the three of you as well, of course. I'll have to look that up. Or on Max's Discord. Another one. There's one thing from Salford Let's Club I want to talk about. He says, please EU eject England from the Euro finals. The EU can't eject England from any football games. The EU is not the UEFA, and the EU has nothing to do with the UEFA. EU and Europe are not the same. Yeah, I never claimed that, and some Brexiteers always try to remind people of that, although you don't have to. Oh, Hank, thank you. It wasn't about Max Robespierre, it was about Max Verstappen. Oh, because Formula One again. Okay, Conservative could have thought about that one. Okay, good to know. That's why you said Grand Slam. I thought, when I read Max, that you see you get very topical. But back again to the Euro 2020. They are playing the Euro 2020 now, which is quite a Corona thing again. That's why we have a World Cup so quickly afterwards. Brexit has nothing to do with football. Neither when England wins. Congratulations to the 4-0 against Ukraine, by the way, but it was Ukraine. And Brexit and football no connection. And the same goes with Brexit and UEFA. It doesn't matter if a country is in the EU or not. That's why England played Ukraine yesterday. Ukraine is not in the EU. And so the EU cannot kick anyone out of there. That's why they're even playing in Azerbaijan. With the Eurovision that was mentioned in the comments under some of my videos and the UEFA, it's not about EU Europe. It's about what people regard as Europe. And in case of Eurovision, for example, it goes as far as Israel, which I like, by the way, so don't mind that one. But it's not the borders of the EU that define what is Europe. Russia is in fact also a European country. Another part of Russia is Asian, but it is also a European country. And so Europe is it's the whole continent and not just the EU. But there was something else from Christian. We have an upcoming local election in November. Don't you ever feel like politics is like a pirate eye patch? Some have it on the right and some left, but no one want to see the whole pic. Not no one, but almost no one. It's yeah, I might be a bit cynical there, but it is hard work to stay informed about everything in politics in your country, and most people, if I can be frank this time, are too lazy to do that. It's that easy. It's sometimes it's hard to follow everything, but most people don't care. They don't want to do the work to stay informed completely what's going on. They like to complain, but they don't want to do the work to stay informed, to get the details. I have it in as a voluntary politician. So not a professional politician getting paid tons of money, just a voluntary one with my voluntary works here. I often have this as people complain and I just give them the phone number where they can call, where that could have be ended. That's even too much work to do that. They tell me, so I call those people. They don't want to call those people. And so you see, there are easy solutions, but even that's too much work to do. They just want to complain and that's it. So in the end, they don't even want that changed. And so they do not inform themselves. They are raised possibly in some way. There might have been a political family where they grew up in, and then they often stay in that direction. Or they grew up in a completely unpolitical family. And so, yeah, that's why I'm doing several channels and even one where I bring local stuff. And you just have to look on my German channel. When I bring something about local politics, the views are going so far down, but I'm still bringing them. It's not a channel I intend to grow in the normal way. That's why I have a mix of topics there. But that's why I always bring local politics, because people don't care. You can watch our city council now as a live stream when they're in session. It's probably people that before the pandemic went there in person, because you can visit those council sessions. Everybody can. Those people are probably the ones watching now, but there won't be too many other people watching that because they just don't care. And Conservator Hart just watched the Outside Views videos, and you are very well informed. Thank you very much for that compliment, Conservator. But that's just on Brexit and UK politics. And as I said, when it comes to some not so fashionable topics, people just don't watch, or only few watch. But I continue doing them. Don't worry. Oh, the fish is the topic again. Who started it? VFR started. Let me have a quick look about the fish thing. Where's the fish? Where's the fish? Yeah, just to say once again, my robo fish, because many people were quite concerned about the poor fish in between when he was not moving. That was when the batteries were empty. But at the moment he's not here. It's another part of my working on the studio at the moment. the RoboFish is getting a nicer house, and so it will come back next week, sometime next week when I got everything finished, and it will be nicer. But it's a RoboFish, and it got a built-in stop. So when I put it in at a live stream, it will be a very short thing because it's supposed to stop moving after 6 minutes. They are built that way. I really think they're really well made. It wasn't that cheap anyway. I just had a luck with a bargain. That's why I bought it in the first place, because there was a bargain. I had to wait 6 weeks for it, but the movement is quite fun, I think. But I'm not advertising the company here or something. There's a question from, but it's coming back. There's a question from Nico. What do you think will happen after September extension runs out? Will the EU get more strict in enforcing its sovereignty, or will we keep trying to keep peace as proxy for the UK? Well, it will be interesting to see what happens between now and September. And to be honest, with that government, I sometimes have the feeling that the EU tries to survive with sound minds until 2024 somehow. That government, I don't think they will change anything until September. And if they do that, we will see the EU coming up with punitive tariffs at some point in time, because this cannot go on indefinitely. 2024 is a very interesting year there, because that's the first time that the Northern Irish Assembly will vote on extending the Northern Ireland Protocol or to scrapping the Northern Ireland Protocol. That might be the point where it all ends, but there will be elections in Northern Ireland before that, and I think that the DUP will not be the strongest party after the next election. So saying what will happen is like reading those glass balls or reading in the cards. It's nobody can say what's going to happen, and this UK government is so unpredictable that you never know what's going to happen. I don't think that the whole trouble is over in September, and that the UK will do what they're supposed to do. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But to predict what's really going to happen, then what comes up in their minds, then I don't know. Yes, one more comment from Christian on the politics thing. I said, people only care about politics when they are impacted by it, school closes, new autobahn or something, then they will care. Yeah, exactly. When we had those wind power things, the decision on the wind power where we put those things here in my hometown, then suddenly a lot of people were interested in politics I've never seen before anyway. And so you're quite right about that one. Spontaneous question: Are you eating more Haribo gummy bears now to support the Buy German movement? What Buy German movement? The only movement I know here is the Buy Regional movement, and they don't mean that I buy something from Bavaria, by the way. They mean that I really should look around what I can buy from my region where I'm living. That's easy for me, by the way. I don't have to look for that if I buy my standard groceries here. They are from my region anyway, because I live in a part of my hometown. It's a big city, but I live in a borough that is quite that was a village in the past and is now part of the big city, but it's still villagey. And so I've got farms here and everything. When I buy eggs, they are from around here, even if I buy them in my local supermarket. And the same goes with a lot of meat, with vegetables and stuff like that. So I automatically buy a lot of things regional. Other things, it's impossible. I can't buy regional oranges or whatever. But a lot of things you automatically buy regional now. But I don't know anything about a Buy German stuff movement. if I buy not regional stuff, I don't care if it's from Germany or France. Still, even with a lot we have here, still a lot of vegetables that we don't grow here in the region are from the Netherlands. Um, the Netherlands are exporting lots of vegetables. Then Christian, once again, genuine new rules for food imports to the EU will start in October for all third countries. The Compound Food Directive, different certificates for all ingredients in an oven-ready meal. Did you mean oven-ready deal? Um, well, that's a good thing, because if you, I usually don't buy that stuff anymore, because if you have a look at it, in my case, it's not something ideological. It's just because of all my allergies. If you have a look at this, all the E numbers and whatever is on it, it's bad enough. But yeah, let's keep it there. Gabriel, you look quite different without glasses, Mark. Yeah, I know, and I that's why I always have to go that close to the monitor. But another nice story again. You know how warm it gets in my studio. At the moment, it's not that hot outside, but with the big lamps, I'm filming a lot at the moment, every day, and it will be worse with the interview tomorrow. I will have to bring my fan in here again. Um, it's those frickin' lamps I have, those soft boxes, they don't have LEDs. And especially because it's getting hotter and hotter at the moment in Germany, and it will get hotter again after a little bit of low temperature we had now. I ordered something else. It was hard to find something I could afford at the moment. And then they arrived on Saturday, and I was happy for some LEDs. They're not getting that warm. And then I opened it, and they were broken. And so I have to send them back tomorrow and wait until they exchange them. And so it's really warm in here again, and that's why I'm not wearing glasses. I was filming the videos for tomorrow an hour ago, after I was moving stuff around here all the time, and I was sweating like hell when I made those videos, and I said I have to leave the glasses away. But yeah, I look quite different with or without glasses. Usually you look more intelligent with glasses, aren't you? So let's have a look. Oh, that's something I have to check. Chatty Red, thank you for that one. The DUP are no longer the largest party in the NI Assembly. Another MLA resigned from the DUP, reducing their seats to 26 compared to Sinn Féin's 27. You have to look that up. I haven't seen anything about that in the German media today when I was preparing some other things, but I'm gonna have to look that up. And then Katrina's question is quite legit. Does that mean the DUP is no longer entitled to appoint the first minister? That is a very appropriate question. And if they are not the strongest group in the NI Assembly anymore, they shouldn't. That's true. Then probably Michel should be the first minister. A lot of people have joined us, even if it looks here with just 65. In the chat, it looks much more than 65, but I'm happy about everyone here. You know that. I don't care if it's 65, 650, or 6. I will do those live streams. That's why I'm doing it in this improvised way today. LV, yeah, because of the setting up, and so I started something with a longer countdown, so you have more time to chat before as well, to do some stuff. And so I tested a longer countdown today. That's why the chat obviously started that early. And I still don't get I still don't get the Haribo troubles. Haribo is from Bonn, by the way. It's not that far from here. It's close to Cologne, and I, before the pandemic, have been to Cologne several times, of course. Um, but haven't heard about any troubles with Haribo. Yeah, and about the Johnson Protocol, then you're right, Chad. You read the Northern Ireland Assembly voted in September 2020 in favor of honoring the protocol by majority, and that's true. And that's the point we have now. But that was just a symbolic thing because they can vote on it only after 4 years and make a difference. So there's no binding vote before the end of the 4 years after the transition period. And Christian buys Nürnberger Rostbratwurst. Okay, Igor said the same now with the resignation of the MLA from the DUP. Oh, Darian, Haribo are very popular sweets in the UK, but there are now shortages of it on the shelves. Children are complaining. I don't know why there should be shortages of Haribo, except missing. No, the missing drivers can't be the reason, except they have no one transporting it inside the UK from the warehouses of the supermarkets because we have no shortage of drivers in the EU, so they can bring that over if they still want to drive and not get stuck in Kent on their way back to the EU. But they bring in that in big numbers to the UK, and they are used to export to third countries, and so that shouldn't be an issue for Haribo at least, because companies like that are not affected by all the paperwork and stuff. They all know the drill. They are doing this. They're exporting globally, and they know all that stuff for ages. So they could easily switch to all the stuff in dealing with the UK as a third country. The problem are the small companies that only traded with the UK because they were a member of the EU. And otherwise, they never would have traded with them because they know how much fuss it is to trade with third countries. That's why small and medium-sized businesses often don't trade with third countries, only with countries inside the EU. And so they got really in trouble with that. And all the paperwork, which is new to the UK, but it's not new in general. To say it once again, the UK helped making all those rules, making all those bureaucracy they are complaining about now. They liked it when they were a member. Then I just saw something else, but the chat went too quickly. Oh, Jerry, you're too late. I already talked about the fish. Oh, hi, Son of Viking. Haven't seen you there. More and more people have joined. We have shortage of drivers in Denmark too. Can't the Air Force help Haribo like they did last summer with fresh fruits? Well, I haven't heard about shortage with drivers from Germany, so Haribo and the drivers shouldn't be affected there. Um, and I don't think that gummy bears are essential food like fruits that you urgently need, um, to be honest. Oh God, now they're talking about turnips. Lorry driver shortage threatens Haribo sweets. Yeah, but that must be um, probably the drivers that are bringing that stuff around inside the UK. But I can't. We have so many drivers here in Germany, and now we can even get more because the Eastern European drivers that don't want to work in the UK anymore will probably would want to work in Germany then because of the similar payment. And I don't think why we should have a shortage of drivers. We have a different problem right now, and I don't know if that affects Haribo. We have we have warehouses on strike here at the moment. My supermarket for weeks doesn't have everything they usually have because of the strikes. Maybe there's a connection with that, because they don't bring everything they are supposed to bring here from the warehouses, and so it might be strike related then. But I never heard anything that anybody here talked about a shortage of drivers here, just about the strike. That's what I hear a lot about, because whenever I asked, um, didn't you get this? Didn't you get that? No, but they're still on strike. They only bring part of the deliveries. We just had 12,000 strawberry plants delivered from Holland. Do they freeze them for delivery to get rid of pests, or is there another reason? I don't know. I don't know if the question was for me, Fallout, but I'm not a plant expert, so I can't tell you what they did with the plants to deliver it. They probably use some certain gas or something. They use in Australia. Yeah, they don't use it for live stuff. They use it for stuffed animals, for example. I mean, the real ones that hunters bring back with them. They use a certain combination of gases on them, so there's no danger for the environment in Australia anymore. I don't know if you can do that with live plants, but that's really far out of my reach. I'm really not a plant expert there. How they treat them, so they can get certificates that say they are all free, and that's what they need when they deliver them. They all need certificates. So quite a shift in people here, coming, going, coming, going. Is it so different today that people are coming and going today, or is there something wrong with the stream? I hope the picture and sound are okay today, because I improvised a lot here, so that might happen again. Um, so, do you have any more questions? As I said, I had to do a spontaneous one today, and so it will not be a long one probably. But I just wanted to didn't want to skip that. So I just wanted to say hi still. And if you have any more questions, I'm delighted to answer them. But if not, we can keep it short today. Go back, Mark. Ask about Nissan. What do you mean by go back, Gabriel? Oh yeah, please don't use caps. Nightbot doesn't like them. Um, no, 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 no. Ah, I try to get Gabriel out of the timeout. Nightbot is sometimes really is a very strict one. Okay, doc. But there was some delay here. VRF is asking a question. Oh, but first, David. Hi there. Greetings to Hong Kong. Do us all a favor, dear Mark. Put your glasses back on so you don't have to squint at the screen. Always enjoy your content. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I'm really sorry. It's too warm here. I probably won't see anything through the glasses then, but you're a fun guy. And, nice to see that Hong Kong is online again as well. Um, but yeah, in the future there will be better, I hope, with the other lights when they finally arrive intact. But VFR also asked a question: what started your interest in the UK? First of all, my interest in the UK I told that story before, but if you haven't been there, I don't mind to tell it again. First of all, I had a Scottish step grandfather when I grew up, so that's where it first started. My English was in school really good because of that. Not because he taught me, but because whenever he went back, he brought me um, Star Trek tapes from home. Whenever he visited up there, he brought back Star Trek tapes because I was a big Star Trek fan that time and Star Wars as well, so you can have both. And they were in English, of course. That's why he brought them. And I always watched everything in English, and that's why I passed English in school with an A that time. And so that was one thing. And then when I was in the Air Force, my English was that good that I didn't have to do the English classes in on the academy, and my other grades were that good that I was one of the two being sent to Crenwell for an exchange program to the Royal Air Force Academy, and so I kept in touch with that. And then after my time in the military, we had a problematic economy here with Chancellor Schröder, and so I decided, well then, fly to Britain, have a look for a job. I was single, so no problem with that. I just left the military. So I flew to England, looked for a job, flew there again, looked for a flat, and moved. And I lived in London for a couple of years. So my interest in the UK was always there. And then came Brexit. And it was a mere accident that I started on YouTube because a friend of mine I know from since primary school, we're doing a lot of voluntary work together, gave me his old camera when he bought a new one. And I thought, well, I want to talk about some things anyway, so I just tested YouTube. And with the things I did a lot of mistakes there in the first time with two languages on one channel, too many topics on one channel, stuff like that. But I also made a Brexit video. It was after I should have. I wish I would have started in 2015. I could have explained a lot of things people were lying about, but I never thought about doing YouTube until I by incident got this camera. And then I made this Brexit video, and there was a lot of interest in that. And then I decided to talk more about the topic because I knew a lot about that topic. And that's how it all started. And that's why I have the channel the way it is right now. But I do have other channels where I talk about the other topics as well. European politics, global politics, my newest channel, Queer Views, of course. That's why I haven't told you what kind of interview I'm doing tomorrow. Why I have to redo the thing here a bit, and I'm gonna have a bit more out of sync. So I'll tell you in a second about the interview. Then out of sync means... No, not that one. Give me 1 second. That should repair it. I can't hear myself, otherwise you would hear me double, but it should be in sync again. No, the interview I'm filming tomorrow is for my Queer Views channel. It's the first of a series of interviews I'm going to do for that one. And it will be with in my state, quite known drag queen, in full drag, and will be a bit warm, but yeah. And so that's the first interview I'm filming, but we're filming tomorrow. It's not published tomorrow, so that's the first one I'm doing here. But there will be more. There will be interviews with politicians. More and more people are vaccinated and fully vaccinated, and so we can do that. Of course, we still will keep up the rules and everything, but we can make interviews in person under certain rules again. And that's for the interview tomorrow is for my Queer Views channel. It's just a month old and it's doing quite well. Thank you, Simon. Come on, guys. Queer Views could use some subscribers. Thank you for advertising, but it's in German. And subscribers are really not the important stuff. The fun thing is always some Brexiteers, when they try to insult me, always come up with only 12,500 subscribers. First of all, they have zero. So they should tell me about getting subscribers. But subscribers is not really. It's a well, yeah, it's a kind of a emotional thing when you get a lot of subscribers. It's a very nice feeling, but it's not what's decisive for YouTube. People watching is the important part, not the subscribers. Of course, I do like having subscribers, but it's you just because Simon says it, you don't help anyone if you subscribe to some channels and don't watch them. So that's not the important thing. People watching is important. So if you don't have to speak German, but you have to understand German. So please don't subscribe to Queer Views if you don't understand German and don't want to watch those videos. But thank you, Simon, for the attempt. Christian, who will be in drag? You or no? Monique will be in drag. I've never been in drag, and I won't be in drag tomorrow. So I will interview a drag queen for that one. If you want to see me in drag, a lot has to happen for that one. Oh, Cthulhu. Aloha, I made it, he says. Nice to see you on the live stream. Yeah, you've been here before, but I always see your comments when you talk about your sleeping schedule. No, it's not Olivia Jones. I would love to have Olivia Jones here, but I can't afford that. I can tell you that one. Olivia is quite a nice person, but she is really busy at the moment. When I go to YouTube, I see ads at the moment with Olivia Jones at the moment. Olivia Jones is the most famous drag queen in Germany, and quite a nice person and really cool, and I really like her, but too expensive for me to have her. Christian Kusas, outside views, 100,000 subscribers perhaps? Yeah, 100,000 on Queer Views. Then I might think about doing drag on my own channel. So, we're talking about if you were a pilot, could you do a stream from a fighter plane? Thomas, no, I'm not a pilot. Not everyone in the Air Force is a pilot. Only a smallest fraction of the people there is pilots, and I'm not. Cthulhu, if I do drag it, I'll have to shave then. Yeah, that's not the problem. I change my beard and all the time. Sometimes I'm completely shaved and I have a full beard again because of the heat. Now I have the Karl Friedrich Börne beard at the moment. That's from a famous TV series here in Germany that's filmed in my hometown. At least the episodes with him. And so, no, that wouldn't be the problem to shave off my beard for that. But there really has to have a little bit to happen before you can see me in drag on that channel. And it will, if ever, it will be on the Queer Views channel, not here. But I'm completely off topic now, as usual. You made me again. But there was something. Yeah, I talked about Nissan. Gabrielle, you asked again about Nissan. Yeah, as I said, that was the first thing I did in the live stream today. Nissan, of course, is very pleased about that, but they didn't move to England. Sunderland was there. They are just investing a bit more because of the changed markets. And of course, because of the rules of origin. If they want to continue selling to the EU from the Sunderland plant, there is still a transition period at the moment for cars and car parts for the trade between the UK and the EU, because it's very hard to change the supply chains for car parts, and they have to come now from the UK after the transition period is over. at least, I think in cars it was 55% or something. And so they have to produce it in the UK if Nissan wants to sell cars produced in the UK to the EU in the future. And that's why they are opening the battery plant there as well, because batteries are the most expensive part, and you still have to get a lot of stuff from other countries because there are raw materials we don't have in Europe. And there are a lot of reasons for them why they did this, because of the change version of trade. And so they will be very pleased about this, especially they did that because they obviously got a lot of money from the British government. There's another question from Son of Viking. If Article 16 is invoked by the UK, who on their side is even qualified to attend the arbitrational cross-table meetings, do they even know they have to? Well, if they watched my video I made about that quite some time ago in my live stream, where I talked about the full parts of the Article 16, including the annex that belongs to Article 16, they will know about this. No, they will obviously send Frost there. I'm quite sure they will send Frost, and then it's getting funny. I'm quite sure at the moment that if they invoke Article 16, which would be in the cases they are talking about now to invoke Article 16, would be against the treaty and not allowed by the treaty. I'm not sure if they really know that they have to inform the EU and then have to wait a month while they're talking to the EU before they do anything. And so, yeah, I'm not so sure that they on the what we usually call top level are really aware how that thing works. The people on the working level most probably do, but if they can get through to their bosses is a completely different question. If Mark gets 1 million subscriber, he could wear a mankini. The mankini is the wrong channel here. That's I would never do this. I would never take that away from Max. If Max gets didn't I hear anybody say that Max would do that if he gets 100,000, and then he would wear a mankini? I'm quite sure I heard that. Spreading rumors. When I hear LARPing, I think of the movie role models. Live action role play. What's going on now? Okay. That was all the questions I found here. Is this guy the same as the Mark with glasses in the blue suit that used to be here? Oh, that's so boring. No, Tom. Yeah, I'm flexible. Isn't Frosty always talking about flexible? Max in a mankini, I will create more accounts to get him over the mark. Oh, you mean Cthulhu. Okay, but it seems that I answered all your questions for today, and I don't want to drag it out. So it was quite a spontaneous thing today. As I said, I didn't want to leave you without a live stream. I will have to do it this year, definitely. Latest on the day of our general election, because I will not be at home at that day. I'll definitely be in the city center at our Rathaus at that day to wait for the results, and that day I definitely will not have a live stream, so I don't want to skip it just because of a building site. And so I thought it's okay to do that. I hope it was okay for you to do a spontaneous question one, because I was really quite busy. Oh, LV, thank you for your super chat with just for a coffee or whatever, because you didn't write a comment. So thank you very much for that one. Christian, hopefully Denmark can beat England. Well, we will see. LV, did you want to say something? Why? And I thought I put Nightbot. I saw comments here started at way before 18 CET. Do I have to wake up earlier? No, you don't have to. The countdown was running half an hour before, so people had the chance to go here to find it and so on. And they had a conversation. So I started at 6 p.m. CET. So if you're there at 6, you're early enough if you just want to see and hear me. So if you want to take part in the discussion before, you can drop in earlier. I was surprised today how much chat was going on during the countdown, so it was nice. Nico, thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks, Mark, he says. Really appreciate that all the time. Why wasn't the gammon furious about Boris walking on the flag? You caught me something I must have missed because I obviously have been working here in the studio and stuff too much in the last days that I missed that one. Okay. Christian, if you don't mind, send me something on Messenger, please, about that one. I'm really curious now. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. Thank you, Conservator, for being here and helping out once again. Really grateful every time you and Tom are doing this. And as I said, thank you for joining me on the spontaneous question live stream. And I'll have a topic again for you next week. But this week was a little bit different. But for everyone who does understand German, don't forget to go to my Queer Views channel and keep an eye open, because there will be an interview I mentioned today in the next days, sometime this week, and then you'll know what I was talking about today. So for everybody else, see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. CET, and have a nice evening, and see you soon. And of course, I won't leave that out. Auf Wiedersehen.